Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. If you're watching this as a rerun, you can skip ahead 17 minutes. So there you go. Uh, what the heck am I looking at here? Check, 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 check. Make sure all my poop is in a group on my end over here. Morning, Waylon. Not out turkey hunting? What the hell? What's going on with that? That's ready to go. Some other sheets of paper in here. Big Daddy Dave Williams, Sunny Pier, South Dakota. You guys in the track of this storm that's supposed to be coming Tuesday through Thursday? Didn't even look here. Some people are sharing stuff on the social media side. Shouldn't be hard to find something. Excuse me. Everybody's sharing maps of something. And just when I'm looking for one, I guess I'm not going to find it. Waiting for Cash to get up to go fishing. More wind and maybe a bit of snow and messiness. Yeah, I don't know what the hell these maps are kind of goofy right through our area where I'm at right now. They're expecting 1 to 2 feet. And of course, the wind. So I am contemplating, what am I going to do with all my calves? Or just take it. Right here's a map. Right. Whoops. God darn it. There's the map they're showing, all in red. I am right there. So let's see. 1 to 2 feet is what they're calling. Somebody actually posted that they were going to get 43 inches of snow. Whatever. I don't know. I remember the storm in 97. I was working radio. You got friends in Dickinson? Yeah. Start knitting sweaters. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, anyway, the hell was I going at? I can't remember. It's been a long night. I got a calf out there that I have to work with. I think it's time. Jesse, call me. You're the guy. I better make sure my phone system's ready to go here. There. Now it's ready to go. Oh, I bent my needle on my syringe. Crap. I'm going to get a new needle. I'll be back. I'm back. If you can't know, sir. I got a big one. Yeah. Look at the size of that baby. Need to get rid of those anyway. Who's this?
Durka.
Muhammad Jihad. I haven't seen that freaking show in a long time.
Oh, the show is so stupid.
It is so stupid, but it's kind of funny in a way.
It is.
Holy cow. I don't even know why I bought those 1-inch needles way back when. It must have been the only thing I could find.
What's wrong with 1-inch needle?
I don't use those on cattle anymore.
You don't use them on calves?
The 1-inch? No, I do either 5/8 is like what I use for cows or calves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Holy moly. That's a much quicker filling up a syringe with that than it was before.
A little better gauge.
Gigantic.
Yeah.
It's almost as long as a damn syringe. Huh?
I'm going to have to make use of my mute button today.
You hacking?
Oh, yeah, dang it. And it's just in the mornings for like the last 2 weeks.
Have you ever thought about taking some ivermectin mixed in with some Remy Martin on a Saturday morning?
I have been doing that, and I don't know, whatever I got going on, it's just in the mornings, and it ain't knocking it out of me. Oh, we got Darren Mundo has got you on his big screen in his living room listening away. That's a classic picture right there, boys.
I'm telling you this. The older I get,
yeah,
the more gray comes out. Like in the last year, for some reason, last 2 years, but specifically in the last year, like everything is like, bam, there's gray. You have no choice with it, right? No salt and pepper, no mixed in with shit. You're gray, and you got to deal with it. This is why I think
before branding.
What's that?
I think before branding, we should dye your hair.
What's left of it?
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, if I like in the last week, I've just been calving, so I didn't really shave or anything like that. And you know, it gets bad when you look at yourself in the mirror and go, yeah, I got to shave that off. That's pretty bad. So like my Fu Manchu that I've had since, I don't know when, I've had it forever. I think the only time I didn't have it is when I worked at UPS. But anyway, thinking about shaving that off. But what I was saying is the older I get, the more silver fox you get, you know, the better looking you get on the big screen TV. That
this
is scientific fact.
All right. Like Joey from Friends.
You might need to explain a little bit more on what you're talking about, because I never remember Joey with a beard.
No, I'm just talking about going gray.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen him.
All gray.
I really haven't seen him, I guess. I see reruns of Friends, but I've never seen a other show that he's ever been on.
Oh, he's been on a couple.
Wayne Muth. I hear getting gray is from too much ivermectin.
Maybe.
Explain too much. That's what I want to know.
That's kind of weird how people turn gray at different times. Like my grandpa Buster, Amadon native, he was completely silver, I think, by the time before he was 30.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, Gary's got some gray in him, but he's not a full-on silver fox.
No. Well,
I don't know.
Look at Tess Palczewski's brother. Like he was, like the first time I met him, he was like 28 years old, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
Completely gray.
But the heck?
Like Silver Fox at young age. But here's the thing, though. Looks good on him.
Right.
You know? I mean, the as he ages, nobody's going to remember him as any different than being silver. You know what I mean?
Oh, that was Buster. I don't remember Grandpa having anything but silver hair ever.
The hell are we talking about, man? You know, we used to talk about girls and used to talk about all kinds of things. Now this is the conversation you and I are having. Good grief.
Hey, man. Following the times, buddy.
I mean, we're just on YouTube right now. I can see if we're saying this when we get on the radio side of things. By the way, radio stations, we'll get a 30-second here countdown here. Darren Munn says, my grandpa passed at 80, never had a gray hair. Well, good for friggin' you, Darren. You got good genetics.
I can't wait till Darren starts going gray. We're going to ride him.
He's got that baby face, though. So, I mean, he really doesn't matter for him.
That's true.
You know, he's got that cute. He's got that cute face all the time. All right, stations 70000, or if you're Central Time, 80000, coming up on Mark. 6 minutes away. 6 minutes countdown. Stations. Remember that? Somebody on the Newell Broadcasting in Montana left it on the other day, and I haven't heard that for a long time.
Left what on?
Like, I don't know if they still have
countdown.
No, like the satellite. Like if you pot up on your board, you have satellite on this one channel, and they have tones, and it's like stations, 30 seconds, and it's like beep or burp.
Yeah,
you know, it's like whenever you heard that, it's like I forgot to turn the pot down on the board. You know, but nowadays these young kids don't care. It's not like like Big Daddy Dave down in Pierre, you know, right now. He's Todd Mitchell. He's old school. Karen over at KOLY. These are old school people, broadcasters, man. Not saying that you're old, but we are. And, these are the people that are going at it the old school way of back timing and trying to make things sound good.
Well, do you think that some of that is everything started to rely so much on voice tracking and autoplay? Could it be that something went wrong in the voice track system? And
yeah, possibly. Yes, always possibly.
Loaded early or loaded late or something.
Big Daddy says the lost art of back timing. Yeah. So I agree in some way, shape, or form. Yes, Jesse, because when it's automated like that in voice tracks, it's automatically those beeps and stuff are all in there. But if you're a live radio program person, here's what I think went to shit. Yeah, I can still say that we're on YouTube only. I have people like Todd Mitchell that will give me his honest truth if I'm saying something correctly, incorrectly. If I sound like a dork, man, you and him will let me know.
Right.
The days of constructive criticism, of air check tapes, and you sit down in the boss's office. I remember sitting down in Dickinson with Senator. I can't believe I'm missing his name because we had to call him Senator. And he was owner.
Really?
Yes, he was the owner of the station. And it's on the tip of my tongue. I mean, some people listening. But anyway, every week you had to air check. You had to air check yourself and bring it to them. They would listen. And that's where the whole thing where I said often. They wanted me to say often.
Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, but I think that is why things are the way they are. I think if you were to go into somebody and say, you know what, here's my air check tape, criticize me, man. You know, like I do with the auctioneering with Andy Murdoch. Throw it at me, man.
Wouldn't even know how to criticize you because everybody's so concerned about feelings.
You and I are not concerned about feelings, but we're on the last edge of the age group of that. You know, I think anybody younger than us here, we still air check a couple of times a year with our consultant. Nice. See?
20 years ago.
That's good.
20 years ago at Christmas time, we started something in this family before, more than 25 years ago, because we weren't married yet.
Please tell me.
Little brother.
Please tell me it's Festivus.
Well, it's something like this.
Where you air your grievances?
25 years ago, Sarah's little brother, Danny, something happened where they were riding Becky, Sarah's sister, hard because she was saying something stupid. And they told her, Becky, you're going to ruin Christmas again, aren't you? just joking with her. And she took it to heart. And she looked at him and said, you guys are going to hurt my Christmas feelings. And now, from there forward, it didn't matter what we were talking about. We were playing cards one night. I'm like, we're playing Pinochle. Why did you pass this? You passed Pinochle legs. Danny looks me square in the eye and says, you're hurting my Pinochle feelings. And it's been a 25-year running joke now. And sometimes it doesn't even make sense, but all of us say it, and it's just dumb. And that's how stupid this whole hurting my feelings thing is. It's just no one can take any criticism anymore.
Hey, next time you guys get together and somebody says they look at you and say they're hurting your feelings, just look at them and say, we have a safe place for you.
Oh, my.
We have a safe space here in the house. It's out in the damn garage. You get my beer. Bring it back to me. All right, stations, 54, 3 seconds until airtime. Jesse, I'm going to go dead here. Quiet air until we start out. So stand by. Go hack your lungs out. Stations 70520 in check. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. Good morning, everybody. I'm Scott Bachmeyer as we continue through, well, I don't know, looking out the old window here. It's going to be partly cloudy, partly sunny, however you want to look at it here today, but we're anticipating in my neck of the woods, and it might affect a lot of the Dakota Territory here, but a spring storm. And for those of you old enough to remember the spring storm of 1997, at that time, I was working for a radio station, and I didn't know this happened. I actually got one of my friends at that time, Doug. I was renting a basement apartment. They dug me out of that so I could get to the radio station on a snowmobile, and had to dig my way into the radio station and basically lived there for 3 days. Now, that was the old style way of when you were in radio and you wanted to be part of the community. And during the middle of brownouts and not brownout, we were making announcements as what we could. That's old school radio station, and that's what I like about what we do here in the Dakota Territory and the stations carrying my program this morning all across the Dakota Territory. KGFX in Pierre, South Dakota. Thank you, guys. KOLY in Mobridge, which I need to get back down and get some fishing done. K-Fire 550, the voice of the Northern Plains in Bismarck, Mandan. The station I notched my teeth on, KCJB, Minot, and KLTC in Dickinson. Jesse Flath is going to be my guest here on opening turkey hunting season day today, Jesse.
Yeah.
Did you know that? So did you know there's out of those stations that I just announced?
You worked at all but one.
Well, Mobridge and Pierre, I've never physically really worked in there. I mean, I'm on their stations. I worked a lot in Brookings, South Dakota radio stations.
But not Pierre.
Yeah. But out of those stations, there was one station that I got. I burnt a bridge. But I'm still back on them, and I appreciate them having me back on. And it's a great story. And if anybody wants to know that, I won't tell it on air here, but it was a great story. It was a
You
great
didn't
story.
play achy breaky heart for 4 hours straight, did you?
I did not do that. No, it's somewhat related to the my pronunciation of the word often. That's how it started. I told you the story on YouTube ahead of time here, but anyway. Yeah. But anyway, big storm coming our way. Whether or not it's going to be a calf killer, here's the thing. Everybody says, I see these on social media. It says, hey, we, it's pretty bad. How does that go? I can't remember. It's pretty bad
when you hope for a blizzard to take a 20% calf killing blizzard to save the rest of the herd.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what. Yeah. So hopefully it doesn't, but what do you do? We're in dire need of moisture so bad right now. Everybody is looking at it going, you know what? If it comes, it comes. On my end of it, I'm looking at it going, where am I going to put these baby calves at here? What am I going to do?
Yeah, it's going to be ugly either way.
Yeah.
If we don't get that moisture, it's not good.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Opening season. This is what happens when opening turkey season, opening deer season, any opening seasons really happen. You're on the back burner getting called because everybody else is out hunting. And you and I, we're going to be doing this next week. You're bringing your girls down here. Your very first hunting with these girls, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I kind of did this the right way and the wrong way. Karina and I called you a few weeks ago, trying to do the contact the landowner.
Yep.
Well in advance. Did all that correctly, and then with school activities and wind and weather. Opening youth turkey is today, and Karina still hasn't shot a shotgun, so that's this weekend's project.
Well, South Dakota's opening season going on today as well. Well, the archery was last week. The Black Hills season in South Dakota and Custer is today. Mentored Firearms is today. Spring Prairie Turkey. So basically all of the opening turkey starts today across North and South Dakota, whether you're youth or not.
So does South Dakota open turkey to archery before they open it to shotgun?
Yes. Yeah, they do 1 week ahead of time.
Okay.
And they do that for antelope season as well. They do archery season, then it's rifle season, then it follows up with archery too. Just a little different. It's which is fun because I do quite a little hunting in the South Dakota side too.
Mm-hmm.
One may say I may have shot a coyote or two in Montana. I mean, it's gray area on the border over there, but I'm close to Montana. But anyway, it's kind of neat to see the differences between state to state. It really is. And there's a lot of them. I mean, between Montana, South Dakota, North Dakota,
they've got some different ground. They've got some different species, more of certain species. The management practices do have to be different.
They do. Yeah. So there you go. Getting your girls into hunting. What was the one thing your daughter? So here's the problem I have though.
Okay.
Karina's how old?
10.
And Caitlin?
She just turned 8 last week.
8 and 10. And they're both taller than I am.
Yeah, we're getting there. You're darn right.
So the problem with this is everybody's looking at them going, well, she's in like a freshman in high school. And you're like, no, she's a third grader or whatever they are.
Yeah, she's fourth. She's 5'4" and 130 pounds as a fourth grader. So if she can't shoot a shotgun, it's going to be all mental because she's definitely got the size for it.
Size and strength sometimes are different things too, though, Jesse. You got to remember that.
Well, and she's shot other than my big bore lever actions and my 300 Win Mag. Every other gun I own, she has shot. So I'm not afraid of recoil or anything like that. It's just shotgun's a lot different animal than a rifle is. So we'll see how she handles it.
You're not afraid of recoil, but maybe she is.
Yeah.
What's the one thing I told her?
Not on the rifle side.
What's the one thing I told her? She wanted to come down turkey hunting. I said, what was the one condition for her to come down?
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
And I have a giant piece of cardboard ready to go. We're going to hang a clay pigeon in the middle of it from a nail. and she's going to pattern that shotgun. She's got to prove that she can hit where she's aiming.
Yep.
Before she can come hunt down there. And that's something that a lot of us don't do. We all, we got to sight this rifle in at 100 yards, and it's got to shoot under a half-inch group. And how many people out there truly pattern their shotguns? I don't care if you're trap shooting, dove hunting, turkey hunting, heck, coyote hunting with shotgun. Nobody sights in air quotes, their shotgun.
Yeah.
It's pretty important to know because they all shoot a little different.
There's not a whole lot of sighting in, but there is open sights. I mean, for the most part, when you're shooting shotgun, I know you can get some red dots on them. You can put scopes on them for turkey hunting. I know even slug hunting deer in the woods in Minnesota, people use them. That's one thing you got to get used to. Back to open sights again, because so many people have went to using scopes. But hey, we're up against our first break. Continue to talk. It's Open Lines Saturday. If you have questions, comments, concerns about anything, including selling nuts and bolts, we can answer those questions to the best of our knowledge. Give us a call at 888-932-5682. Opening turkey season across the Dakota Territory, and Dakota Prairie Outdoors live on Saturday morning in 6 states, 2 Canadian provinces. We'll be back after these messages. The Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch out of Ekalaka, Montana, invite you to their annual bull sale Friday, April 22nd, Bowman Auction Market, Bowman, North Dakota. 70 head of bulls to sell, 45 head of commercial heifers. If you're looking for longevity, good udders, and structure for a solid herd cow, you can trust that Medicine Rocks will give you those genetics. Remember, it's not just about pounds, it's about efficient pounds. Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch annual production sale Friday, April 22nd. For more information, go to medicinerocksranch.com or find them on Facebook.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank, an honor we take great pride in. And our customer satisfaction has always been our most important goal. We've grown along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. From remote deposit options to online mortgage applications, we are happy to serve you wherever you are. Learn more at dakotacommunitybank.com. That's dakotacommunitybank.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Piper's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Piper's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Savvy. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Cattle producers, if you need top quality bulls that are sure-footed and cover females, you need to be in the seats for the Lee Angus Ranch production sale, Wednesday, April 13th, 1 p.m. at the Bowman Auction Market, selling 44 performance-tested registered yearling Angus bulls. Sires like Sitz Stellar, KG Justified, and HA Prime Cut. Videos can be viewed at DV Auction or LeeAngusRanch.com. Add growth and length to your calves while keeping the calving ease. Lee Angus Ranch Annual Bull Sale, Wednesday, April 13th at the Bowman Auction Market. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and happy opening turkey season to everybody in North and South Dakota, hitting it the same day. And Jesse Flath is stepping here as special guest here. I'm going to do like Mike Wagner does, a special guest. You're my special guest.
I'm pretty special,
But
all right.
exactly. I mean special in that way as a not like an elbow in the ribs instead of a good thing. So just to let you know, because I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Oh, yeah.
So I have some text messages coming in here, but just for people that may have listened on the radio station only and not been watching on YouTube, before we started on the radio station, I started on YouTube a little bit earlier, and we're just discussing old school radio announcers and how we used to have to get air checked and then go sit in the office or listen to. Basically, you get criticized for how you spoke, right? And some people were different about it, and some people just only criticized, some kind of built you up. But Big Daddy Dave down in Pierce says they still do air checks, and Jesse was saying that in their family they have this thing say, you can't hurt my feelings anymore. So I don't want to hurt your feelings, but there you go. All right, let's get to some text messages. If people want to call in, talk a little bit of turkey hunting, just hunting in general, 888-932-5682. That's 888-9-DAKOTA is a toll-free number. Kind of an open line thing here. We'll take anything right now. First text over the break here. It says, before we went into break, and people are just tuning in, Jesse has a couple young gals that he is getting ready for turkey hunting, coming down here next weekend, I think. And helping me shovel out my calves. I think we could do that. We might be doing more coyote hunting, Jesse, than turkey hunting.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says, I really appreciate Jesse's working with his girls on shooting. He says, sadly, I see a case once in a while where the adult should have taken a little bit more time to work with the young hunter. And, you see that so much is a lot of these parents, they're just jacked to get their kids into hunting. Especially I see this for you getting your girls into hunting. I don't get to work with that a whole lot. So I'm excited to have your two girls to come down here because I think that's just needs to be done. So anyway, let's go to the phone lines. Excuse me. Let's go to, hey, we got a 605 number. What's your first name? What's going on?
Hey, this is Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Down here in Pierre.
Oh, good to have you calling in. What's on your mind today?
Oh, with everything going on and all the nice weather, safety's kind of on my mind. I don't want to see any accidents out there.
Yeah.
Kind of one of them things that's been on my mind a lot lately. So,
are you just talking like hunting accidents during season, or just overall in general?
Overall in general, even fishing stuff. Obviously for me, fishing's going to be a sore subject for a while. But
I'm taking you had a bad experience with something here. So, but
drowning out at Farm Island last July.
Yeah.
Was my son.
Really? Well, sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, the safety
So, I mean,
side
that's
of
kinda
things.
why the safety's on my mind.
Absolutely. And it's the thing, whether you're fishing or hunting, you want to get your kids involved. And you have an unfortunate event like that happen. And I can see why it's on your mind, and it's so important. I appreciate you calling in and just kind of reminding people, especially those that know you down in that Pierre area.
That's kind of what I wanted to do today, I guess.
Yeah. Well, Eric.
Yeah, with Sakakawea up here, I see it a lot too. There's people get comfortable with the water, whether they're on the river or whether they're on the big lake, and you just forget that safety side of things sometimes, and it's something that really cannot be forgotten because things happen so fast, whether it's boating or swimming or shooting. That safety's got to be at the top of the list.
Well, and even from shore, I mean, like they were on shore out at Farm Island, and the life jackets were in my pickup at work that day, So, I mean, with a kid, life jacket fishing on shore would be something too,
Mm-hmm.
All it takes is a slip and a fall and hit your head or get caught in current, or there's so many things that can happen.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Eric, I appreciate the phone call in, and we'll keep the safety and it's just a tough one. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Eric right there, 888-932-5682. Jesse, I mean, that takes a lot for somebody to call in and do that, man. I tell you what, that's a tough one right there.
Yeah, less than a year out, that's still pretty fresh, and that never goes away. We lost a family member years ago, and he was a little bit older. He was 21, and he went down swimming in a river. And it's something that never leaves you.
Yeah, and that's why I know you give me a hard time about jumping in and wakeboarding and how I do whatever I do. I don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
So that I mean, when I get on the water, especially when we do this fishing tournament coming up in July. It's always in the back of my mind. There's a reason that I stand in the middle of the boat sometimes.
Yep.
But anyway, when you look at that, the safety side of things, what do you do with your two daughters? I know they just finished hunter safety, and I think in South Dakota they call it hunt safe, but same thing, say hunter safety education.
Yep.
Besides that, what do you do?
I sat through a little over half of the nights with Karina because it's been, 30 years since I took the class, and they've changed it a little bit from when we went through, but not a lot. And there is a big push on safety. One of the big things they push for the testing night is the practical test, hunting with others, walking in line, up a hill, down a hill, inline or broadside for pheasant hunting, or some guys hunt deer that way. They push draws or whatever. Which way to hold the gun, barrel up, barrel down, sideways. They really push the safety, and we try to do that as much as possible. Karina's very good about it. Caitlin is okay about it. She hasn't went through hunter safety yet, but she's really only ever shot off the bench. And that's just a whole different set of rules than being in the field. So Caitlin's never been really in the field. Karina's went out and coyote hunted a couple times with me, and I let her carry her BB gun back then just to work on those things alone. Gun safety, gun handling, don't put the barrel in the mud, keep the muzzle pointed in the safe direction at all times, which is the moniker of the hunter safety class.
Yeah. It should be in everybody. Yeah,
it is. It's just repetitive, and that's the one thing. If she remembers anything from that whole class, that's the line they want them to remember. Keep the muzzle pointed in the safe direction at all times. So that's the beginning of almost every answer for the whole thing. So things happen in an instant, and you got to do everything you can to make sure that things are safe and everybody's in a safe position, and you go forward with it.
So I remember hunting upland bird hunting many years ago. I wasn't even in high school yet, and I was hunting with my brother and our neighbors that we used to go over and help milk cows once in a while over there, but kind of their family. And we had 2 410 single shots where you had to cock the hammer back,
Yep.
And unless you were, that was tough for some younger people to be able to have the thumb strength to do that.
Right.
And I remember very, very vividly as one of these other younger kids was about my age, and they gave him a 410, and we were walking, and he had the hammer cocked, ready to go because he wasn't quick enough when the bird got up to cock it and shoot, right? So he was walking around trying to sneak around with that. And I remember he tripped and he fell and that shotgun went off. Fortunately, he did have it pointed in a safe direction. But the butt chewing that his father gave that kid, I remember, it's just burnt into my brain from that day on. It's sad to say that you had to have a close call like that in order to remember, but some of us have had that, and it sticks with you for the rest of your life. That you just don't want to get your butt chewed that part. But anyway, up against our next break here, coming up in the second half, some hunting stories. I have a couple about turkey hunting. I got one. And what's nice about opening season right now compared to many the story I'm going to say is I haven't seen any ticks out. So we'll talk about how ticks and hunting coming up next. Dakota Prairie Outdoors, more on the way. The Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch out of Ekalaka, Montana, invite you to their annual bull sale Friday, April 22nd, Bowman Auction Market, Bowman, North Dakota. 70 head of bulls to sell, 45 head of commercial heifers. If you're looking for longevity, good udders, and structure for a solid herd cow, you can trust that Medicine Rocks will give you those genetics. Remember, it's not just about pounds, it's about efficient pounds. Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch annual production sale Friday, April 22nd. For more information, go to medicinerocksranch.com or find them on Facebook.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been your locally owned hometown bank, an honor we take great pride in. And our customer satisfaction has always been our most important goal. We've gone along with the communities we serve and will continue to do so with our pledge of modern banking convenience with old-fashioned hometown service. From remote deposit options to online mortgage applications, we are happy to serve you wherever you are. Learn more at dakotacommunitybank.com. That's dakotacommunitybank.com.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Piper's Western team of Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby would like to invite you to sit down and talk about the future of land planning. Whether you're looking at selling, buying, or options to hand it down to the next generation, Andy and Jim will lay out all of the options for you. It's a great time to buy or sell, and with interest rates to make it profitable. Piper's Western team, Andy Murdoch and Jim Sabby. For more information or land updates, go to pifers.com. MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer. Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy. Cattle producers, if you need top quality bulls that are sure-footed and cover females, you need to be in the seats for the Lee Angus Ranch production sale, Wednesday, April 13th, 1 p.m. at the Bowman Auction Market, selling 44 performance-tested registered yearling Angus bulls. Sires like Sitz Stellar, KG Justified, and HA Prime Cut. Videos can be viewed at DV Auction or LeeAngusRanch.com. Add growth and length to your calves while keeping the calving ease. Lee Angus Ranch Annual Bull Sale, Wednesday, April 13th at the Bowman Auction Market. Western Frontier Insurance. Agents that understand you, your needs, and the community. Whether you're looking for coverage on your farm, ranch, home, or auto, you can trust that Western Frontier Insurance will find you a combination of price and coverage that works for you. No fancy jingles, no talking boxes or animals, just good neighbors helping to keep you covered. Western Frontier Insurance. Offices in Hazen, Washburn, and Wilton.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors on the Cross of Dakota territory, and I appreciate you being along with me today. Jesse Flath is my very special guest here this morning. An opening turkey season in North and South Dakota. John Armand just texted, no turkeys for us, but ended up helping Levi pull a calf. So there you go. That's why
always work to be done.
Always work to be done. Back to chorin', and I got a lot of it this morning. We got a lot of preparation work. This storm that's supposed to come in. I heard anywhere from 1 foot of snow to 43 inches accumulated. So, somewhere in there, Jesse. I mean, I can be a good meteorologist if I can easily do that.
It's going to be somewhere between 38 and 96 degrees today.
Yeah, exactly. In the first half, we were discussing recoil and getting your two girls used to that recoil. Ron Ness, Petroleum Council president here, he says, I learned this the hard way. Recoil and bang will spook a young hunter who shoots a shotgun for the first few times. Go light on a gun as possible with a little recoil for practice. All 20 gauges are not the same. He says, my daughter never shot again, and she had shot a lot of rifle at age 11. That's
one of my biggest concerns because
rifle and shotgun are different.
Well, but as you know, probably 90+% of the shooting that's done at my house by my family with my guns is suppressed.
Yeah.
So that sound thing is going to be a big factor. We're obviously going to have ears in. Karina's pretty good at wearing foamy inserted ear protection. But it's still, even with ears in, that shotgun's a different sound, a different feel. So I'm going to do some shooting before she does so she can see and hear and whatnot. And then I'm going to turn her loose and see. I'm going to let her pick what she wants to use. And I've got a wide variety of shotguns available to me here. Some that I own, some that some friends own. And I do have a semi-automatic youth 20 gauge that we can just put one shell at a time in, purely for the fact that typically a semi-auto has less recoil because of the action. So we'll see how the day goes.
Have you thought about starting with a 410? I started with a 410. My mom, I wanted a 12 gauge in the worst way from coast to coast in Elgin, North Dakota. All right. They had a flyer and I'm like, I want this shotgun. She's like, until you kill one bird of each species, a partridge, a grouse, and a pheasant with a single shot 410, she said, you can't have that. And let me tell you, that makes you take your time when you have a single shot 410. Have you thought about starting with a 410?
I had thought about it. Couple issues. Number one, I don't have a 410. I've never had a 410, and I don't hardly know anybody anymore that has them. So I just got some low brass 7-shot, 20 gauge. We'll be all right.
Mundo says they started out with a double barrel 410.
Oof.
That's awesome.
And I did think about that. You can buy a 410 single shot pretty cheap, but
Yeah.
I shot a single shot 12 gauge and then grabbed a pump and an auto. And I tell you what, I'm going to, without ever having done it, I'm going to say that a single shot break action 410 probably has just as much kick as a pump or semi-automatic 20 gauge. Those single shots are not fun to shoot.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna argue that one because I like my single shots. Waylon Turner says he also started out with a side-by-side 410. And Darren Munn says he still has his side-by-side 410. So there you go. Now you know somebody who has a 410. There you go.
We might have to make a trip into town today then.
Oren down in South Dakota, he says, great beginner gun, 28 gauge. Start with one of them, or it was 16, yeah.
And you're seeing a lot of 28 and 16 gauge shells on the shelf right now because they're still making them, and not a lot of people have them. So that's what's actually on the shelf right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see that. Yeah. Gene Cox says, yes, pattern your shotgun. Different chokes, shot, shells. Lots can go wrong if you don't know what's going on. He says he's hoping to kill some steel turkeys. He's in the shoot in Moffett today.
Oh.
Yeah. Mayor Cox. So there you go.
Yeah, right. It's even using the exact same shell in 2 of my shotguns at the trap range. Some of them I have to have the clay pigeon above my barrel, and the next gun I have to cover the clay with my barrel in order to hit it. Every one of them is different.
Yep. That is true. And all it is getting behind it and shooting. That's what a guy needs to do. Yep. And everybody needs to do that. I've gotten one call after the elk lottery has been taken care of on the North Dakota side. And I gave the rules and regulations on what I'm looking for if you want to come down my way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's many after last year of it was just tougher, but they have to prove to me they can shoot. That's one of the things. And you got to be suppressed. It was just so hard on my ears last year. All right, turkey season story. You ready?
Yeah, let her buck.
So hunting back in the home place outside of Raleigh. Went down the night before turkey season, or the day before the opener, and set up my blind back in my, north of where mom and dad's place was there, and the nice draw in the creek there. And we called it the North Fence. I still remember all these names of these pastures still to this day, right? And had a perfect place, man. I mean, this is where the turkeys are coming. There's no doubt. This is going to be the place. Set up the blind, and that was back in the day when my brother Kurt was running the Raleigh bar.
All right.
Went in, had to go in that night, right? And let me tell you, stayed way too late, like exceptionally late. But I woke up. I woke up before the sunrise, before they came out of roost, man. I was out in the blind, sitting in the chair, and it didn't take long for me to basically pass out. I woke up. When I woke up, it was probably an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours into the sunlight already. Turkeys were gone, man. They came and gone. All right. They just they defouled my turkey decoy.
Oh no.
And I slept right through it. I went home, and because my eyes were heavy, man. I mean, everything felt like it was moving in slow motion. And I went back home. I'm going to go home and just sleep this off a little bit. I was hungover, thanks to my brother Kurt, right? And I went home, and my mom looked at me, and she's like, in that German accent that she had, oh my God. I had probably 50 ticks above each one of my eyelids.
Oh,
just stuck in there, man. She got the tweezers and just started yanking ticks out of my eyelid. I fell asleep, and they, for some reason, all just accumulated right there. So that was my tick story of hunting right there. And my mom hates ticks.
If he'd have been taking ivermectin back then, he probably wouldn't have had any ticks on you.
I think back then, Jesse, it would have been more of a Warbeck's situation.
Oh, there you go, the old Warbeck with the pour-on ladle.
Yeah, with
You had
the
to dribble
metal
it down
scoop.
your back. Oh my gosh!
But here's the thing, and this is the problem: is at that time in that region, the beer to drink was Coors Light. Over here in Slope County, it's Hams. I've yet to have ticks bother me since I switched to Hams.
Well, there you go. Another reason.
That's it. There you go. I'm blaming it all on Coors Light. Wayne Moose says turkey hunters may want to pull their blinds after this weekend so they don't get destroyed by the snow. We've seen that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've seen that happen. That's true. And the wind. Could you imagine putting up a turkey blind here a few days back when it was like 70-mile-an-hour winds? Good grief.
Yeah. I've had one blind crushed by snow, and I've had one blind destroyed by an elk.
And we have that. I have a picture of the elk leaving the crime scene with it stuck in its antlers.
Yeah, that was super fun.
Oh, well, they make more of them, man.
I guess.
They make more of them. All right, it's opening turkey season across North and South Dakota. On another note, I am holding here in my hand. Congratulations.
Sausage?
No, I'm not holding that. I know you're going to go there. Congratulations, Scott Bachmeyer, Jesse Flath. Your team is entered into the 27th Annual Dakota Walleye Classic Fishing Tournament, July 22nd and 23rd. Boom.
There we go.
We're in, baby.
It's going to be an interesting year up here in the big water. The wife and kids and I, we ran over to Montana to ski a few weeks ago. We went all the way down to Mammoth Hot Springs. There is no snow anywhere over there.
Don't worry. After this weekend, there will be.
Yeah, I hope so, because they're talking that right now the lake is low. Right now, Hazen Bay, from what I haven't been up there, but I'm told that Hazen Bay is not usable. They're talking about the lake going down another 8 feet.
Wow. Okay.
Going to be interesting.
I should have asked Eric how the water level is in Pierre, but it wasn't on my mind as he was talking.
No.
So, but
no, it's which is going to affect the waters all the way down there. You know,
Absolutely.
the river going through Bismarck, through Pierre, down there to where it turns into wherever you decide it turns into Lake Oahe. Some people have different opinions on that. Some people say Lake Oahe starts by University of Mary.
It starts
and
at
some
Fort
say it
Rice.
starts at the border.
It starts at Fort Rice.
Okay, that's where you think it
That's
starts.
where I think it
Let me tell you, that's an argument you'll never win with anybody. But it is going to affect these water levels from Fort Peck all the way down to where we turn into the Mississippi River. It's going to be a very interesting year at this point.
Yeah. You could argue that it's going to be easy to find the fish because they're going to be more located in one certain area, wouldn't they?
It just depends, you know. Darren just texted me. He is on the park board. He said Walleye Bay, which is the ramp that you go past Hazen Bay Campground on the gravel. Walleye Bay ramp will be usable this year, Darren said. So that's good news for the local people. They don't have to run all the way to Beulah or all the way to Pick City to get in the lake. You know, sometimes when that water gets low, that structure changes and there's opportunities.
Yeah.
It is going to be different than what people are used to. That's for sure. You're going to have to put in some work to figure out where they're at. But I think once you find them, a guy's going to be in good shape.
So here's my concept is if this storm rolls through this coming week and say it is a calf killer, right? Say it's like 1997 and say it just wrecks me, right?
Yep.
I'm going to be pre-fishing from next Saturday until July 22nd.
Sounds good.
Because I'll have nothing else going on down here at the ranch. So, but
I've got a camper spot for 2 months straight. So there you go.
Yeah. But anyway, we're in on the tournament. I think it's always a fun time. I think we got to be just a tad bit more careful on hitting structure. I know you're familiar with doing that. So we got to be careful on that side of things a little bit better.
Yeah. And when we say hitting structure, we don't mean finding fish.
I mean tearing your entire lower unit out of your big fancy boat.
Yeah. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
Still is. Still not completely squared away from that.
Jamie Breck says, well, if the snow kills all your calves, you won't have to worry about buying hay. See, there's always a bright side on things to look forward to.
Yeah.
There's always a bright side. I'm going to take it as a bright side, but we're going to fight like crazy to make sure that doesn't happen. Wayne says, I just talked to the Montana Game and Fish in Bozeman, Red Lodge area. He says about spring bear hunting. They both said that they are expecting 16 inches of snow up in that area.
Oh, that'll help.
Yeah, I think it will. Everything will help.
And the nice thing about snow this time of year is typically the snow this time of year,
it's heavy and wet.
16 inches of snow now is worth about 30 inches of snow midwinter as far as moisture goes.
Yeah.
So 16 inches of snow is a lot of water.
Yeah, it should be, 4 or 5 inches of, if it's heavy, wet snow, it should be some.
I would say at least that.
Yeah, well, I tell you, hopefully everybody gets through it in a good sense here. And not only that, but if you got to think, Eric called talking about safeties on his mind. That should be on people's mind no matter what you're doing. I mean, even on I have some things I'm doing today that I should be thinking about a little bit more safer. And now it's going to run through my mind. So that's a good way of waking me up a little bit.
Here, good reminder.
It is a good reminder.
I'm going to be cutting a bunch of trees down with the chainsaw today. And now I have a little different perspective about how the day's going to go. So that's a guy needs that poke in the proverbial poke in the eye once in a while to remind him that that's not good.
Yeah. So opening turkey season across the Dakota Territory today. If you're a North Dakota resident, April 1st was the cutoff. You need to have your new license for the year.
Your general.
Your general, whatever you're going after. If you haven't gotten that done, there's your friendly reminder. Go online and get that taken care of. I was just going through my South Dakota stuff here because same thing. Everything's online down there too. And but they also have game fish and parks on the South Dakota side, so I can take care of everything, even down in my place in Lead. I can take care of my park pass, trail passes,
park passes,
all that. Yeah, I can take care of everything. So if you haven't done that in the South Dakota side, make sure to get to their game and fish site and parks, and make sure to check that. Now they have turkey seasons open. What was the other thing here? I can purchase here, and I have to be as the non-resident. Oh, they say I've been logged off. I haven't made enough clicks on their website here to be able to do that. So, but anyway, there's a few things going on down that way. Turkey season, of course, is going on. And one thing that we mentioned last week that we didn't have, we only got about 3 minutes to argue this. But somebody called me up, and I've been telling people this, I think, and I know it's going to be, here's good argument for next week. Because I got a text message from a guy who says, asked me questions about access to public land in the Wyoming side. And I didn't know anything about this. So I'm going to read the article before I come back and do that next week. But I guess we could tie this into it as well. That as a resident of North Dakota, and even in South Dakota, it is very cost effective to hunt.
You bet.
The game tags, the fishing licenses, they are very, very reasonable. But the question I have, are they too reasonable? Are they too cheap? That's
20 years ago already in Colorado, their out-of-state tags would have gave people up here a heart attack. Even our non-resident tags in this state are ridiculously inexpensive compared to most other states that surround us.
Yeah. Non-resident do have to pay more. There's no doubt about it. But I'm talking resident. If you're a resident hunter of North or South Dakota or Montana, okay, because Montana resident elk hunting is like over the counter, okay, unless you want to get a special unit. But and you want to keep people interested. I understand. There's the balance that I don't want that job as a game and fish employee at all. Right. So you have to come up with the price to say, where's the balance between keeping them interested in hunting, but still it should have some value.
Maintaining the herd, maintaining numbers, so there is something to hunt.
Right. That would be a tough decision along that line.
In North Dakota, that's the issue is tag availability in North Dakota, because we've got more desire than we have game, especially for species such as the big three. When it comes to moose, elk, and bighorn sheep, they're a once in a lifetime tag. It's not am I going to draw this year? It's am I going to draw ever?
But it's $30.
Yeah, the cost is negligent. I mean, it's free in the grand scheme of things. It's whether or not you're going to end up with the tag.
Right.
Yeah,
so that's where the conversation started. So let's talk. We'll cover it next week, evidently, because we're getting short on time here. But still,
you bet.
I still think that we'll get into it next week, and everybody else can kind of get their arguments put in place, and I will too. And I might just get a lashing on this one, Jesse, and I hope I do, because I think especially for elk, I think that's too cheap. As a resident, It's a once in a lifetime tag. I mean, if you get drawn, that's a cool thing to get. Now, yeah, you're not guaranteed, but I think it's worth more than $30. So, oh man, I forgot my outro music already. So here we go. We're gonna go. Jesse, stay on the phone here with me. Everybody else, make sure you check out a couple bull sales. We have the Medicine Rocks Angus Ranch bull sale coming up out of Ekalaka, Montana. They're going to be in Bowman on April 22nd, and also the Lee Angus Ranch is coming up Wednesday, April 13th. This coming week. Let's hope we get that done without a big snowstorm. Have yourself a good weekend. Eat some meat, drink some milk. Have a good weekend. All right, stations, thank you guys. Appreciate you. Sorry, I was just talking about back timing. Now I'm going to get a bad – Big Daddy's going to give me a hard time, Jesse, about not back timing worth a do.
Hey, at least you didn't run 7 minutes past like I did the last time I did the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Gosh almighty.
Yeah, I had to re-enroll in South Dakota. My online thing, they said I haven't used it for over 3 years of fishing now, so I had to make a new account.
Oh.
Ryan Pagel, what has he got going? Nice. Nice. Oh, what else? All right, well, YouTube, see ya. They were hoping